Hi everyone, this is Michael here with the IT Recruitment show. Today Martina has joined me. I would like to ask her about her experience with the IT Recruitment Academy. And guys, if you haven't seen the previous video that we recorded last week, Martina accepted the IT Recruitment Challenge. So we have a few clients who are looking for .NET developers, C# developers. So I thought this would be a really great opportunity for Martina to go through some of these advanced courses that focus on .NET and C#. And yeah, so she dived right in, full of enthusiasm and energy. And now I'm really curious about her experience so far. So Martina, how it went?
Well, as you mentioned, I've started with the .NET C# course, and well, at the beginning I was like, okay, maybe I will skip some of the first videos, and then I was like, okay, I will take it seriously. So I started to watch all the introduction videos where you mentioned that we should take notes and maybe to listen some of the parts 2 times, and I was like, oh well, okay, like maybe not that
I know it already.
I know it already. And also you mentioned the technical fundamentals, which I didn't watch before, but I was like, maybe I will be fine. So I jumped right on the .NET C# developers course, and I was listening to the first of the videos where the instructor is Vlad, right? And I was watching the first video, second, third one, and then I was like, oh, well, okay. Hold on here. It was so many terms at once, which I was not familiar before, because, well, I have some IT background, but it's more in SQL writing, and it's a little bit different than being a C# developer. And then it was good to know that, okay, we in the academy we might have something that can help me with the basic terms.
Something easier, right?
Something easier.
So just a little context. Vlad is talking about the frameworks and the standards, some of these, like advanced terms, but not to teach you how to code, right? But
No,
he explains these terms. But your problem was that you actually didn't know what is a framework, right? Or some of these basic terms,
exactly.
right?
For example, framework standards, then it was mentioning native application development, and also I don't really know what is native application development until now, so I will have to figure it out. So do we have a video or
explaining what is a native?
Yes,
well,
native?
This is a great question. Sometimes even we, the instructors, struggle to recognize what is already a common knowledge and what is not. So with this one, native app is an application on either Android or iOS. So if you have iPhone, right? So those apps that you have installed, you download from the store, those are apps, right? That you download and install on a phone. And then there are 2 ways how to actually create these applications. So the native development is either through Objective-C or Swift, in your case, in an iPhone world, or cross-platform app development that actually generates those native apps. So this is the more advanced topic, I would say, right? Usually in the foundation we explain terms like what is an API, what is backend, what is frontend, etc. And this is what recruiters actually often really struggle with. Because they often want to jump on those advanced terms like, hey, I really want to learn how to hire DevOps developers. I want to learn about data scientists and where to find them, how to source them, how to attract them. And when we start actually explaining these terms, then we realize that they don't understand 4 out of 5 of these basic terms, as you mentioned.
Well, now I can confirm that it was also my case. I thought I don't really need all the technical fundamentals, but apparently I will have to go through some of them as well to gather the broader basic knowledge that I can build on. And one other thing that is popping in my mind is actually I thought that .NET developer is maybe like a developer who has some specific, let's say, profile, that when I will have that I will have to find a .NET developer, then I can just type .NET on LinkedIn, and I will get all the .NET developers, and all of them will qualify, which is maybe not the case, because what I understand now is that we have different languages .NET developers can use, and different platforms they can use.
And for different purposes.
And for building different products, like either mobile app or some desktop application and many other. So I guess each .NET developer might have different profile, which we have to consider when we are sending them some offer, or we want to start a conversation with them.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. That's correct, right? There are 3 languages used in .NET, like C#, F#, and Visual Basic. So, so you just need to, know this, so you can source, for example, on LinkedIn, because you cannot just source based on one of these keywords, as you mentioned. And also, some .NET developers focus on mobile app development, some on gaming, some on desktops, some on backend only. So certainly great observation. And for this, actually, we create these mind maps that you most likely have seen.
Yes, that was actually very helpful, because it's so many frameworks and maybe languages. There are only like maybe 3 of them, but to have the overview and just to start to to mix all the combinations together, it's good to have something that you can rely on, look at it, and refer to the video which you are listening to. It's really helpful. But I still have some questions, so maybe next time we can also ask Vlad to join us.
Yeah, that would be a great idea.
Because
some live Q&A.
Yes, because I learned about the frameworks, and then the course went on, and Vlad started to mention also some standards, and here I've got lost, to be honest, and maybe it would be a broader topic to talk about. So this is maybe one of the things I would like to go through. And because I'm a little bit, I like to dive more into the details, what I would appreciate is some, let's say, coding session. But I don't really want to code, but maybe Vlad can code.
You want to watch Vlad coding.
Yes. And let's say we would prepare some feature or on a mobile app where we would use, let's say, 2 different frameworks, where I can compare how they are different, like why we use this framework, why the other one, and what's actually the difference when I have 2 developers, like why they are so different. And I want to really see it in the code.
And compare visually, right?
And compare visually, so that I know exactly what I'm talking about, or I can even ask the developer more questions.
Yeah. So Vlad, if you are watching this, then we would like to invite you for this live Q&A session. You will be the instructor, and Martina and some other recruiters will be asking you a question. So Vlad, I hope you agree. You have no other chance.
And maybe also a question for some recruiters. Would you be also interested in being part of this coding session, so that you can see a developer really
using the language,
writing something? You can see all those applications, how they are working, and to see the final product.
Yeah, and maybe Vlad could also show us how these unit tests run, right? This is a completely different topic, but still related to what they work on, and like how to run tests, like how developers run tests. Like obviously we will not be running any tests, but at least to see, so you can visualize this.
And maybe we need also some ideas what product it should be, but it has to be something simple, so that we can understand.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, cool. All right. So what will be your next step in your recruitment journey?
Well, I still didn't finish fully with the video, and I have some technical fundamentals questions.
All right.
Then some questions for Vlad, right?
So we should organize even some more Q&A sessions in that case. Some focused on C# and some focused on other foundational topics.
Yes. And after that coding session, maybe some talk with developers would be also great.
Cool. Sounds like a plan. All right, cool. It was great talking to you. And I hope we will have a chance to talk in a few days again soon.
Well, me too.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Bye bye.